Daredevil versus Batman.
Batman has a complete arsenal on his belt.
Right.
Daredevil has a staff, right?
It's a couple
there's
sticks.
that.
He's
Yes.
got a couple sticks.
Exactly.
Dude.
Exactly.
He uses the smoke bombs a lot with, normal
Right.
opponents, but with Daredevil, smoke bomb ain't gonna do shit.
Nope. His powers are his radar sense and enhanced senses, touch, so you can know that his psychologist is on being painted with blood.
Right.
Smelling everything but seeing, hearing, things like that. Matt also was willing to take that shot because he's used to the pain, dude.
True.
I mean, he's been filleted by these various ninjas and falling off a building, so he's accustomed to.
I think Batman's stronger than him. He's physically stronger than Daredevil.
Yes.
Bigger.
Yep.
Not that always is an advantage, but he also, all these different fighting styles, he's figured out a way how to mix them fluidly.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm gonna switch to this, switch to that. He has his own fighting style, which is a blend of all these 100+ that he's a master.
Exactly. If you take out his hearing and/or his radar sense, he's just standing there, waiting to get hit.
So now he's just a blind dude getting his ass whooped.
Exactly.
For verses this week, since the March Madness tournament's over, we were gonna we'll do a little revisitation of Daredevil versus Batman. So before I even bring this up, you still think Batman beats Daredevil? Okay. Why?
Well, first of all, they're both non-powered guys, right?
Yep.
However,
You think Daredevil has powers?
Huh?
You wouldn't call Daredevil's hearing thing powers?
well, when I think of powers, I think of things like speed, endurance, healing powers, things like that. Yeah, he's got his little bat wave thing going on, his little radar thing going on, and that does allow him some advantages in situations that don't have you confronting Batman, who is a master of several martial arts, who during these martial art training had learned to hide his heart, hide his mental state from telepathy, block his mind from mental telepathy. He's learned to control his body to such a degree that he could probably hide most of this from Matt Murdock's, his hearing and his radar and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Besides the fact that, so let's start at it this way. They're both basically regular guys when it comes to strength. So nobody's going to snap each other, crush each other or pull them apart or, so on and so forth. They're both prone to projectiles, right? Can get shot, can get stabbed, things like this. Now, fighting skills, Batman, far and above, right? Master of all these. I mean, he's basically
over 100 forms of martial arts. He's
basically,
yes.
Yeah. He's an assassin killer, basically, right? Now, Daredevil has had interactions with assassins due to Elektra, but he wasn't trained by assassins, right? Number one. Number two, weapons. Batman has a complete arsenal on his belt.
Right.
Daredevil has a staff, right?
It's a couple sticks. He's got a couple sticks.
Exactly.
Dude.
Exactly. Number three, Batman has fought so many different types of people. Not only, Daredevil thus far has fought street thugs, basically. And some ninjas. Yeah. Those are exceptional people. But when you get into like Killer Croc, Bane,
Superman,
Bizarro. Just all kinds of weird shit, right? Aliens, this interdimensional stuff, sorcerers. So his skill set not only encompasses his fighting skills, but his exposure to the varying types of situations that he's had to be in. In his mind. His mind is so analytical and so far ahead. I mean, he's not playing checkers. He's not playing chess. He's playing 3-dimensional cosmic chess in every situation. So for those things alone, and I'm sure there's some stuff that I'm missing, right? But besides that, he has the money aspect. Now, he's not going to throw a $100 bill at him if they meet up on a street corner, but if there's any preparation that's involved, he has unlimited resources. Matt doesn't. So just for those first three things alone, for the first thing alone, the fighting skill thing, he would defeat Daredevil.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the fighting. Now I do, I see the argument of Daredevil's ability. He he'd have a better idea of where Batman's coming from with these attacks. But to your point,
Whistle. That's all Batman needs.
Yes.
Oh, a whistle. It'll overpower his hearing, which will be he'd be on the floor, in fetal position in pain, and Batman just comes over there.
Right.
Well, he won't kill him. He'll just knock him out and send him to Arkham or some shit. Right. Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, Batman, he's a ninja. I think that's what's lost on a lot of people too. Is
Yes.
Batman's a ninja, dude. He's not just like some big ass boxer guy. He's a fucking ninja.
Right.
And he uses the smoke bombs a lot with normal opponents, but with Daredevil, smoke bomb ain't gonna do shit.
Nope.
But he's got flashbangs.
Yep.
Which is gonna fuck him up.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen him just getting hit in the ear. I mean, my man had to recover for weeks in a church because somebody busted his eardrum.
Exactly.
Ultrasonic emitters, he's used these against plenty of big villains. Tear gas, things like that are also
some kind of smell that could decapacitate him.
Which those are all things he just has right in his bag. So once you do that, so flashbang, Daredevil senses are out of it. Now it's just straight hand-to-hand combat. Batman's teeing him off, dude.
Well, it's not straight. It's not straight hand-to-hand combat because he needs those senses to be able. That's his equilibrium,
right?
Because so if you take out his hearing and or his radar sense, he's just standing there, waiting to get hit.
My point is, he's got no radar anymore.
Right.
So now he's just a blind dude getting his ass whooped.
Exactly.
And now. I agree with you from a hand-to-hand combat standpoint. Daredevil is a badass, but Batman's hand-to-hand combat badass times 100. I mean, literally is a master of over 100 different techniques.
And besides the techniques, you have to figure out how to defeat the Green Lantern, the Flash, everybody on the Justice League. You have a way to defeat them, and you can go hand to hand with any of them. Aquaman, which is a underwater version of Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I mean, fucking what's his name? With the laser beam eyes that follow you around.
DC or Marvel?
DC. What's his name? He's the oh my god. Anyway, we'll get back to him. So he's had to learn how to defeat all of these people with his skill set.
Right.
Now, that pushes him beyond just the 100 types of martial arts that he knows. He's had to figure out that shit in combination in order to defeat these basically aliens.
Right. Yeah, so I think off the bat, Daredevil is going to have faster reflexes because of this power. But
Nope.
You don't think so?
That's not a power. His reflexes are honed, like a gymnast.
Yeah.
His powers isn't faster reflexes or endurance or durability. His powers are his radar sense and enhanced senses, touch, so he can know that his psychologist is on being painted with blood,
right?
Smelling, everything but seeing, hearing, things like that. So he's not an exceptional acrobatic because he has some superpower. That's just training over time, like Robin.
Right. But my point is, with this sonar, he can hear something coming quicker than you can see it, so it's going to allow him to react quicker.
Yes.
But again, any little gadget that Batman uses to throw that off, that's then out the window.
Right.
And now it's just, man to man, which Batman's going to fuck him up.
Right.
It's really be no contest at that point.
Yep.
Once Batman figures out that, and that's the other thing, would Batman know that he's using this sonar? I mean, he'll use a smoke bomb, it doesn't work. Well, the next one's going to be a flash bomb.
Right.
He process, that one didn't work. All right, fuck, use this. And
you got to understand that this is going to be relatively quickly. So assuming that he doesn't do research at all, this is just a straight up, street fight.
Yeah.
Met on the corner, it's a street fight. He will eventually figure out his weakness very quickly because that's what he does.
Yeah. Now, some comic feats here, right? So Daredevil has beat Iron Fist in sparring. He has dropped a full hand Death Squad solo. We've even seen this in the shows, right? Now, Batman, forget about him fighting Superman, all that shit. He's one-punched Killer Croc. Like after softening his joints, like with literally one hit, he's done.
Right.
He's fought Lady Shiva to a stalemate twice. She's a badass.
She's a badass.
You know, so I even those couple things I'd put Batman. I think Batman's stronger than him. Right, like right off, just forget about any tech. He's physically stronger than Daredevil.
Yes.
Bigger.
Yep.
Not that always is an advantage, but yeah, I think he's more versatile. I think that he also, all these different fighting styles, he's figured out a way how to mix them fluidly.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm going to switch to this, switch to that. He has his own fighting style, which is a blend of all these 100+ that he's a master.
Exactly. Dark Side. That's the guy.
Okay. Yep.
That
Gotcha.
Dark Side.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I think. I mean, if they fight 10 times, I think Batman wins 8 of them.
They fight one time. Daredevil's not going to fight him twice.
Okay.
Oh, one of the things I wanted to say about Daredevil Born Again,
Yep.
the reason that he took that bullet.
Yep.
So, and both of these cats are in the same thing, right? They are some pill popping, drug injecting, because they have to.
Oh, Matt and Bruce.
Matt and Bruce.
Yep.
Their bodies are just tore up, right?
Yep.
So I think Matt also was willing to take that shot because he's used to the pain, dude.
True.
I mean, he's been, filleted by these various ninjas and, falling off a building. So he's accustomed to. So with that, I don't think his recovery is going to be, not his recovery, but his being able to get back into the Daredevil suit and do something. I don't think it's going to be a long period of time. He'll probably do it while he's still bleeding, stitched up and stuff. So I think he took the shot because first of all, he can position himself so it looks bad, but it's not really bad.
Correct.
Right? Because he's tracking the bullet pretty much, or at least the angle when it comes out.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's so used to pain that this is just another thing to him.
He probably likes it. He's like, man, I haven't had pain in like a week. Shit, shoot me. Right here, get me. But that's a good point because with his ability, he can track exactly where that bullet's going and position himself so that it doesn't hit any vital organs.
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna look horrific. Yeah. So hey, sorry, but with all that being said, Daredevil, Batman's still whooping your ass.
That's
bro.
it.
Sorry about that. Now they both kind of have this no kill rule. But I think Batman's I don't want to say it's more important. Now, I think in the Daredevil show, we've seen that be a big piece of his character. But I've seen comics where I'm like, dude, he killed that guy.
Yeah.
Like more on Daredevil side than Batman. Do you think, actually, I'll ask you this on Agreed. I'm going to hold this question, Adrian, for later. Because I've asked you before if you think Batman should kill, and you pretty much say no.
No, that's not true. I think he should have took Joker out a long time ago.
Yeah, okay, you have said that. But the no-kill rule you usually support. All right, well, hey, we'll find out. We'll find out later. We'll table that discussion, as they say. But dude, I'm after this episode, now you got me going back. We're talking about Daredevil versus Batman. Yes, Batman whips his ass. That's it. End of story. Sorry, Matt. Fucking go back to the gym or something. I don't know. You know what? Just don't fuck with Batman.
That's it.
Let's just have one rule for every comic book character: is don't fuck with Batman.
That's it.
You want to fuck with Robin, you want to fuck with Red Hood, you want to mess with Cyclops, that's fine.
Right.
Don't fuck with Batman.
There you go.
Live by that, dude, you'll be all right. So, anyways.
Matter of fact, don't even ask him for permission to go to Gotham to fuck with him. Just stay out.
Stay home, dude. Stay home.